Hi everyone, Sean Kennedy here from the YouTube channel Java SE Certification Training. In this video, I would like to look at one of the questions from the Oracle CD that came with the Java SE 8 OCA book by Bates and Sierra, and it's question 4. Now, I've copied it in here to NetBeans so I can have a better look at it and expand on it a little bit. So here you can see there's the class Zippy. Now, where you declare these has a big impact as to whether the code will compile or not. And that is, in fact, the answer to this question, that the code will compile. So here you have a static string x, which is an array. Now, I've made it static so that I can refer to it down here in a static context in main. And I will be able to do that because that is a class variable. It's outside any method, so it's initialized to null by default. But if I'm inside here in main, in other words, I'm inside a method, and I try to refer to it now, it'll say it may not have been initialized. So you get an error. So where you put this code is very important as to whether it'll get default values or not. The code in the question is declared out here outside any of the methods, so it's in the class scope. It's either an instance variable or it's a class variable. So I can get rid of that, and I can get rid of that. Just to prove it, by the way, I'll leave it there as a static and I'll run it, and you'll see that it's null. So it is given a default value. Now I'll comment it out, and I'll remove that as it was in the program. So here is a 2D array called A, and there's the values. It's an int array. Now there's an object, and this shows you that every array, even if it's an array of primitives, is an object. That line there, because I get no compiler problems with that. And there is X been assigned into an object array. A string array is an object array, and the array itself is also an object. Any array is an object. I'm going to show you a contrast in a minute when I come across a particular problem. But just notice here, I have made this particular object, I've made it static so that I can refer to it in main. It's a new int array with 1, 2, and 3. So an array of primitives is an object. And when you go inside here into main, object dot, up come the methods that are in the class object. For example, toString. So that's just to show you that. Now, again, I can remove the static as it was not in the question. So here is another object 2. It's a new int array with 3, just creating the reference. This one is populating 1, 2, 3 in it. This particular guy would get 0, 0, 0. Now, I'm going to have a problem here because this is an array. An array is an object. It's an array of primitives. And that is not an object array. An array of primitives is an object, not an object array. Okay? However, a string array, and I'm just initializing it to A, B, C, D, that is an object array. And you'll see now and why that is. So the int array is just an object, whereas a string array is both an object and an object array. So for example, if I do that, there's no problem. So I've got an object SA referring to the string array. But I can have my string array referred to by an object array as well. So let's have a look at what that looks like in memory. So here I have my object O, and this is my array of string objects A, B, C, and D. And that's why you can assign this string array into an object array, because it's essentially an array of objects. Whereas here, this is the one that's pointing to the primitive. So that's int is the type here. It's an array, therefore it's an object, object2, but you can't assign that into an array of objects because it's not. It's simply an array of primitives. And an array is an object, but it's simply got primitive types in here as opposed to references to other objects, which is what the string array has up here. And that is the difference. So I can do that, but I can't do that. Whereas with a string, I can do either. So if you like the video, please click like. If you want to get further videos, please subscribe, and please feel free to leave any comments below. Thanks very much.